Here's Rodders!
Legends, welcome along to Here's Rodders Reviews. I'm your host, Rodney Stewart. We're doing some more of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe in this episode. And check out that cover. And people will try to tell you these days that He-Man was never, ever all about the female characters. Alright? This episode is A Tale of Two Cities. And on the box, what does it say about it? He-Man saves a mysterious woman from the fearsome Gorgons and unwittingly becomes involved in a battle of two rival royal families. But then an accident leaves him without a memory and Eternia without its greatest champion. This episode was actually very, very good, and probably the first time in the run that the moral at the end of the episode, they tend to do a story and they'll have something running through that, and then at the end of it, if you do miss the point of the episode, the characters will break the fourth wall and actually tell the viewer, oh, what did we learn in today's episode? Let me tell you. That doesn't happen at the end of this. There is a good moral given at the end of it, but it doesn't have anything to do with actually anything that happens in the end of the episode. Basically, at the beginning, Prince Adam and Cringer, they're out in the forest, chilling out, taking it easy, and they hear this girl screaming and running, and she's been chased down by these Gorgon warriors, and He-Man saves her from them, and turns out she's Princess Rhea from the city of, let me just check my notes because I keep forgetting the name of this, Oberon. So Princess Rhea from Oberon, and He-Man decides that him and Battle Cat will escort her home, make sure she gets there safely. But on the way there, it begins to storm. They get to this valley where the two cities are. There's Oberon on the one side where she's from, and then there's the city of Targa across from it. And they're two warring cities, basically, and the idea they're giving you here is Prince Rhea and her city, they're good, and the other guys are evil, more or less, and there is a river to cross to get her home, and it begins to storm, and the levels of the river rise, and their way is blocked. So He-Man, being the strongest man in Eternia, breaks down a massive tree and puts it across one bank to the other, and Battle Cat takes Rhea across, and while He-Man is about to cross the river, he gets knocked out by a fallen tree, knocked unconscious, and is captured by the Gorgon warriors, which take him to the other city of Targa, and he's imprisoned in there, and he wakes up and he's got no memory of who he is, and he's interrogated by the Queen of Targa, who is Queen Belina, and he hasn't genuinely got no clue who he is. So she sends him into the arena for entertainment. He-Man met another prisoner there called Draga, and he sees himself, and he's meant to be the strongest man in this kingdom. And anybody hears the name He-Man throughout this episode, they're all like, you're He-Man? I thought you were just a legend, sort of a thing. So this is, everybody that meets him in this episode's got no clue who he is. During the fight in the arena between He-Man and Garn, sorry, did I say his name was Draga? Draga is an evil sorcerer that works for Queen Belina. Sorry, need to correct myself right there. Garn is the guy that's the strongest in this region, and he's fighting He-Man in the arena. During the fight, Garn knocks He-Man down, and he hits his head, and this brings his memory back. So he, getting up, knowing who he is, what strength he has, and how to control it, wins the fight. But being the good person that he is, he demands that Garn be released by Queen Belina. He was promised, if he fought in the arena as a gladiator and he kept winning, she would let him go, but she wasn't delivering on that promise. So He-Man, like, I beat him fair and square, I'm the champion, release him, sort of a deal. And at this point, the King Talas of, and I keep needing to check the names of the cities here, Oberon, the King of Oberon comes to pay a ransom for his daughter, and they're about to, either imprison them or, just take the money and get the upper hand on them. And at the end of the episode, He-Man and Garn team up against the villains of this evil city and save the king and the daughter. And it's a tasty little end to this episode. Like, Garn having no real direction in life is given like the head of the guards of King Talas, and He-Man and Cringer ride off into the sunset as heroes at the end of the episode after defeating this evil queen and her evil sorcerer. From the cataclysmic event at the end of the episode is the sorcerer uses his magic to, and trying to defeat He-Man and Garn, he casts a spell that creates an earthquake, but forgetting the fact that their city is situated below a lake that's up above them on the mountain, and the earthquake actually floods the city. So He-Man and Garn have to work together to save the bad guys, essentially. And Garn has this new way: the heck should we save these people? They're evil. And He-Man gives him the stern talking to that, just because they're evil doesn't mean that you as like a hero shouldn't save them. So they go to town, work together, stop this flood, and we get to the end of the episode. Everybody's right where they need to be. Garn has a new position as like a commander of the guards, and it's smiles all around, as most shows were back in the 80s. All happy endings for everyone. So that is it for this episode. It's a bit of a breakaway from the usual fare. And the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, there was the only two main characters in the entire episode was Prince Adam, Cringer / He-Man, Battle Cat. So that was good. And at the end of the episode, as I said earlier, they usually give you this little moral of the story, but this time He-Man himself comes on screen, breaks the fourth wall, talks to the viewer, and he's like, I hope you enjoyed today's adventure. And did you know that television and videos and whatnot are not the only way to have an adventure? You can go to your local library and get a book, and you can choose whatever sort of adventure you want. You could go on an adventure with Sherlock Holmes, you name it. There's books there, any type of book that you'd want to get your hands on. You can have the adventure that you want. And even at home, there are probably books there that are just waiting to be read. And that's where we close it out. I absolutely love it, guys. This series is phenomenal. And in all honesty, at this point of the box set, I have got to the stage now where I've got no idea what is coming. This show is 40 odd years old at this point. Close to 40 years old, I want to say. I don't want to admit how old I am. I'm not sure it's at the 40 mark yet, but it's getting there. It's getting very, very close. 39 anyway. You can correct me on that in the comments. But this is the first time that I've been going through this box set since watching it as a child. Like, genuinely, I have probably seen all these episodes at one point in my childhood, but I'm 42 years old now and can't recall it whatsoever. So I've got to the point now where everything's coming at me is brand spanking new, and I'm enjoying it, and hope you guys are too. I'll talk to you in the next episode. Guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and if you do, don't forget to turn on that bell icon to be notified of future uploads. And please check out some of the other videos on this channel while you're here.